Can you train fasted if you follow intermittent fasting? And if so, when's the best time to break your fast after your workout? Let's get into it. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Walk With Me. This is Josh here, and today we're talking about when to break your fast if you're training while fasted. The question actually comes from a member of the community, Clayton Deneen, Clay's Fitness on Instagram. He was doing some research for himself on the subject and asked my opinion. Thought it would make a great video, so thanks Clay for the idea. I did want to start this by saying, I am definitely not an expert when it comes to strength training or a lot of this stuff. Everything I talk about today is just my personal findings from the research I've done and what's worked and hasn't worked for me. So always be sure to check multiple sources and figure out what works best for you. I've actually seen a lot of conflicting data on this topic as to when the best time is. Some people swear by eating before your workout, not training while fasted. Other people will train at 5 a.m. and break their fast at 6 p.m. But from my experience and research, anytime within the first 3 or 4 hours after training is gonna be the most optimal for muscle growth. They say protein synthesis kind of peaks about 4 hours after your workout. So generally you want to try and aim before that if you can. If you start to go much further than that 4-hour time period, your body will start to break down some of the proteins in your body to repair itself. So you're gonna start to lose muscle generally if you don't try and eat within that first window. I've seen studies that say to purposefully wait that 4-hour time frame. I've also seen other studies that say you should eat within 30 minutes after just to prevent that. But I think the bigger, more important part of this is just to make sure that you're getting your proper nutrition every day as a whole, and you're figuring out whatever timing works best for you. The best plan is the one that you're gonna actually stick to. I've really tested the whole spectrum on this and never really noticed that dramatic of a difference in my results. Obviously, I'm a pretty lanky guy and I'm not some pro bodybuilder, but generally for me, I start to get pretty hungry about 90 minutes to 2 hours after my workout, so that's usually when I break my fast. The only intention behind that timing is that's just what works best in my schedule and for my body. So I would just try out a few different methods. It seems like there's pros and cons to any of the times. So try everything and see what works best for you. I remember back when I started training, I went through the same bout of research and never found a definitive answer. And I definitely understand not wanting to waste your time or effort or lose out on progress that you might otherwise have. From everything I've found, it seems like a win-win either way. I would just listen to your body and see what works best for you and what fits best in your schedule. Unless you're planning on like 12 or 14 hours, I would probably not recommend that. That was the only definitive thing I saw that wasn't really a good idea. So just stick somewhere in that 4-hour window. I think that'd be your safest bet. But that is it for this week, everybody. Thank you so much, Clay, for the great question and topic idea. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. I love having that direct connection with these videos, and you guys always seem to enjoy it too. So let's keep it going. But be sure to like the video if you enjoy this. Really helps me out a ton, helps the community grow. And subscribe if you're not already. Walk With Me comes out every Monday. I've got all sorts of other videos out on Fridays. But until next time, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one.